want to start?
Okay.
Please. Ready?
My name's Mary Ann. I was in the Philippines from 79 to 81, and I was stationed in Manila.
I'm Tim Aarons. We were married afterwards. I was 79, 81 also. Cebu, Philippines. How about our friend Bill and his paper?
Oh, we had a friend who had a paper making project with
Cerebral palsy.
patients who had cerebral palsy, and he really wanted the project to be a success, and they just couldn't make the paper. They couldn't shake it evenly on the paper screen. So he'd say, "Oh, you're doing such a good job," and then they'd be all smiling, and as soon as they would leave to go home for the night, he'd dump it all back into the paper mesh and then reshake it. He was the hardest working Peace Corps volunteer. He worked 10 hours
every
a day. 5 days
Making
a
this
week.
work for everybody. It was great.
Fantastic.
All
Okay.
right. Thank you.
My name is Judy Hofer, and I was Peace Corps in the Philippines 4 years, actually, 1982 to 1986. I was in the Philippines when Marcos was overthrown, so I was there at an incredible time of history where people they overthrew a dictator. And it was a time of change and a time of hope and people power. And anyway, so I feel incredibly grateful that I was there at that time. So. One of my absolute favorite stories is I worked with Indigenous people for 4 years, and it was at a time, because it was a time of change, it was at a time where Ferdinand Marcos was looking to do something for Indigenous people. And so I had the chance to go with one of the women that is from this village, and we went and met with someone with the Department of Tourism who was talking about, hoping that tourists could come to this area, which was the last thing they would ever have wanted. And this woman, who I'm small, and she was probably really like half my size, and the woman asked her in a different language, do you guys do dances or anything like that? And she stood up in all her dignity, and she goes, "Do you do war dances, that kind of thing?" And she goes, "Excuse me, ma'am, but when there is war, we run, we don't dance." And it was just an incredible, lucid moment about tourism development, not exploiting Indigenous people, that I hold dearly.
I'm Mark Holden. I was in the Philippines from 1985 to 1987, which was about 25 years ago. My program was agroforestry, and I was assigned to a small town on a very small island, kind of in South Central Philippines. The island was called Bohol. Probably the neatest thing was I went back about 3 years ago. It had been 25 years, and there was a fiesta one of the last nights I was there, and I was talking to his wife's parents, who were from my town. It turns out that his mother-in-law was a teacher at one of the schools I went to, and she said, I was a teacher in the mid-'80s, and this guy was always coming out on his mountain bike, delivering seeds and planting trees. And I said, "Yeah, that was me." And she goes, "Oh, well, your trees are all really big now." So it was really neat going back and just reconnecting with some of those people even after 25 years. So it's a great experience. One of the greatest things, one of the greatest experiences I've ever had. And anybody that's considering it, and they say, "Oh, I wish I had done Peace Corps," you still can, and you should.
What about if anybody's considering going back again like you did to visit?
Try and go, and I would try to go visit. I think I shouldn't have waited as long. It was a long trip. It was hard. It's a 15-hour flight. If you get a chance to reconnect with people, though, I'd say definitely do it.
Great. It's interesting.
Hi, my name is Forrest Walker. I was in the Philippines from 1985 to 87 in Kalinga, Payao. Thank you. Well, I certainly remember my events with my mosquito net, and having rolled over on it during the evening and having awoken with so many bites on my arm that I hardly knew what to do. So that's certainly my encounter with insect world. While my experiences in the Philippines were great, that's certainly one of them that I'm reminded of, in addition to the wonderful people of the Philippines.
Hi, I'm Gary Robson. I was an RPCV in the Philippines, 1987 to 1989, and the biggest city near where I was Maasin, southern Leyte. The town I was in was called Dungan. I was an education volunteer. I was sent there to work with elementary and secondary teachers to help train the teachers so that they could teach students English as a foreign language. And Peace Corps is the best experience of my life. Everything I've done up until now for the past, 25 years just about, has been flavored by the Peace Corps experience. Thank you.
My name is John Mahalski. I served in the Republic of the Philippines from 1988 to 1990. I was assigned to 3 upland villages in the province of Catanduanes: Summit, Progreso, and Cadlanca. Oh yes, one of the funniest things that ever happened to me when I was in country no more than 3 weeks, and I was still staying with my host family. And I got up in the middle of the night to get myself a drink of water, and I still was not accustomed to, let's say, the wildlife that was present in the mountain areas. And sure enough, I put water into the cup, and I took a drink, and there was a little lizard inside the cup. And so I had a surprise in my life as I had a live lizard in my mouth with the tail wagging back and forth. Very interesting way to get integrated into the country.
My name is Hillary Stevens. I served in the Philippines from 2001 to 2003. I lived in the town of Palumpon on the island of Leyte.
Catherine Fiddler, Philippines 2002 to 2004, Butuan City, Agusan del Norte, and Cebu City.
Enough.
I remember when I first moved to my host family's house in rural northern Mindanao, it looked to me like a commercial for the Peace Corps. There is a dirt road that I would walk down to go to work in the morning, and every single person on the dirt road knew my name and would say, "Good morning, Kathy, good morning, Kathy," and I would walk past the neighbor plowing the fields with his water buffalo, and it was a really very beautiful walk to work. I've never had one quite like it before.